Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mouths, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know, when you have sisters, you have issues. If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, hello! I'm back to a Mrs. Doubtfire introduction.
Again.
What? No, but I like it. It's good. It makes me laugh. And, yeah, anyway, whatever. It just reminds me of Mrs. Fitz.
You said Doubtfire.
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire.
And you just said Mrs. Fitz.
Yes, Mrs. Fitz reminds me of Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, okay. You're so confused.
Are you? Hello? Welcome. Well, hello, Sherry. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi. We're hey, we have SIssues.
Yeah, we started out with having SIssues. Well, we're back to our rewatch of Outlander during this terrible, terrifying, long, dragging out Droughtlander. We're back to season 2. We are now at episode 9. Can you believe it? 9 already.
Niner.
So go ahead, get your episode ready, however you prefer to watch. Skip the recap and go directly to the music, and then Cher will lead us off.
And you know the drill. I'm going to count you down. When I hit 1, you're going to hit play. Okay. Oh, all right. 3, 2, and 1. I like me some Matthew McConaughey.
I went out this morning to walk my dog, and my hair was still wet from my shower.
Oh, did it freeze? Did your hair
freeze?
It
felt so cool.
Yeah.
But my hair feels really soft. I brushed it out a little bit when I got back. It feels so soft today. So, yeah.
That's what happens when you go out with wet hair in Canada. It freezes.
Yeah. And no, my brain didn't freeze, and no, I didn't feel cold because I have longer hair, so it's dangling off my body.
You have to have a brain to freeze.
Listen, smartass, if you don't behave, I'm gonna come over there and kick your ass.
Come on, come try. Come on over here and beat my ass.
Sister, I'm gonna be there very shortly, so be careful.
All I have to do is lock my door. Your memory sucks. What are you talking about? You're going to see me and come in for a hug, and that's all it's going to be. You'll forget.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, that's right. Whatever. Yeah, we're not even in the same city right now, so no. She's right. By the time I get there, I'll forget.
She'll just be thinking, I got to pee.
Yes, exactly.
After being in the vehicle for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to say it in French. You have to say it in...
I love the humming, though. Listen. I love the humming. Yes, I did. I said, Je suis prêt.
And I have to say it as English people say French, like, Je suis prest.
Okay. Oh, too funny.
Somebody that has no French background at all and is just reading it like a ignorant English person.
Oh, jeez. It's so bad. I used to love French. I loved French in school.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. These poor guys look so tired. Can you imagine, like, no cars, no bicycles? They don't even have a wagon. Sure, Jamie and Claire go tromping along on their horse, and these guys have walked like 1,000,000 miles.
I'm just picturing these people on bicycles.
Hey, it would have been better than walking. Trying to balance their sword.
No bicycles. He's driving with this old prod on the handlebars.
Oh, God. But look at them. They're so tired.
Oh, yeah. They've been walking through the heather.
Yeah, as these two have
geez.
been prancing along on their horses.
Well, that's because they're lord and lady.
Yeah, whatever.
Bicycles.
Gosh.
As their kilts get torn up in the chains. Remember how our pant legs used to get caught in the chain?
Oh my God. You'd end up with this spot of grease and a tear on your your pants all the time. Or you end up with
look
grease.
At him. Sorry.
I love this.
Me too.
It was horrible making me wash his socks. Oh,
Fetches meals.
yeah.
And that's what, and you can picture Murtaugh just being go do this, go do that, having his own little personal servant.
Yeah.
And you could picture Fergus too, like just mouthing off to him the whole time.
Yeah. I love this music. I love this singing.
It's beautiful.
Celtic. Oh, but do you know this is the same song that one guy sang in the Great Hall?
Yep.
You know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same song. It only took me about maybe the 7th or 8th rewatch to determine that.
That's all right.
Oh, look. It's blue. The sky is blue in Scotland. Oh my God. Holy cow.
They're getting more of those now, though. It's interesting enough. Good old the climate change.
Yeah.
And they're they're so excited to see each other.
I know, right?
Buddy, the gang's all back.
Yeah.
She's like, not on those lips. I know where those lips are.
No, even can you imagine just the breath and did they brush their teeth? What did their teeth really look like back then?
Well, we have Stephen Walters who took out his teeth for this role. He was like, you know what? Let's take them out. Don't need them. Oh, Willie.
Went and got himself married.
Yep.
Off to America. I wonder if he'll come back in the series.
I don't think so. Well, he went. He was doing another job. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I tell you, for
and he
any
directs
actor,
and stuff too, directs and produces and stuff too. So.
Oh, does he? Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
I just think anybody who nails a role on Outlander, man, stick to it as long as you bloody well can.
Well, there's some people that milk their role even after they're gone. Like, I mean, there's been, just one in particular that I can think of. But damn, I mean, he came and he went pretty quick, and boy, he sucks that Outlander teat like nobody's business. But
you know what? Hey, it's a fantastic series, you know what, and hopefully there's a little bit of gratitude for being able to, be part of the production. So
yep.
But everybody's different, right? So
yep, for sure. God, just love this group so much.
What I love about this is these two have come together, yet Jamie's kind of the head of it, right?
Well, he is.
It's not Dougal, even though Dougal's the war chief. Jamie's in charge of this.
He's in charge of this group. Dougal is in charge of his little tiny group, but
the only other two that came with them.
I think he has a couple more from the. But he's gone against Column's wishes here. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, so exactly.
He just has his little ragtag group that have decided to follow along.
But he is true to his word, though. He said Scotland means more to him than his own clan, right? So, and he's sticking by his word. He may be somewhat slimy, but at least he's true to his word.
Yep. He's douchey McDoucherson.
Yeah, exactly.
And they look like, and that's the thing. Jamie wants to train these guys, so they're trained for fighting. Dougal's like brute. He's just like, I just want to run in there screaming and fighting and just, the old Scottish way of like... And back then, too, like the Scottish guys that they were fighting, they would strip down to nothing.
Yep.
And go in just screeching their faces off with their
well, it was the element of surprise.
Yep. And
right?
just, and that's why, they Scottish berserkers and stuff like that, because they would just absolutely terrify their enemy.
Yep. Exactly. Well, there's nothing like, the element of surprise is a phrase for a reason, right?
Yep. You've got this naked guy with his dick hanging out coming screaming at you. You're like, okay, you look at his eyes, you look at his dick, you look at his eyes, you look at his dick.
Exactly. Oh, but it's true. It's so true. Oh, the bagpipes.
There we go.
I love the bagpipes.
Bring them in.
Yeah. Look at them carrying pitchforks.
Yep. And they did back then, any weapon that they could use, and they had bagpipes and they had drums, and drums was another thing that they used. Just fucking kicked them right in the arse.
Yeah.
And there's Kincaid. Kincaid was played by Garrett Gregor Firth. And there's Scott Kyle. He plays Ross. So they're
practice with your pitchfork and shut up.
Yeah. They do. They just.
How did he keep his straight face? He looks like he was going to laugh before this shot.
Yep.
I bet you they had to cut at that point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, and to have somebody screaming at you like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And I really like that they added this in for Kat. For Claire, sorry.
Yeah.
Because this is like her first encounter with, a regimented war training mentality. And this is kind of how it happens.
But this is the first time they've addressed, at all, what the trauma of war actually was for her. Because remember, she came out of war and then it started the show. You know what I mean? I said show, I didn't say movie. boop, 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 boop. Yeah, exactly. So there. Now, it kind of gives you an insight as to what this is, like PTSD.
Yeah, exactly.
They did the same with Jamie, after he was raped by, Blackjack. And, it periodically went back scene to scene, things across his mind. But this is the first time they've done it with war for her. Mm-hmm. Ooh, balls in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, Murtaugh is just so vicious. Just smack everybody.
Cuff them upside the head. They're not listening. Come on.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You need to have these people prepared. They're going into war. They're not,
Yeah.
This is no laughing matter.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's about killing people. They're gonna be killing people.
I didn't like the fact that he was
horse.
I didn't like that. Like, leave the damn horse alone. Let the horse go. He could be your friend. Asshole.
And now Dougal's like, okay, one good day. That's all we needed. Would you just go out and
Yeah, exactly.
He's such a keener. I know that was supposed to represent more than one day, but
yes, but still not enough. They're just learning.
And this is, you would think a war chief would, clue in a little bit quicker. Like Jamie went to war in France already. He's been, like these are things that we haven't seen on screen, right?
Yeah.
But he's taking everything that he learned, while he was away from home, and putting that to use. And, he's kind of showing up Dougal a little bit and he's not liking it very much. But guess what, buddy? Got a deal.
Dougal's been clan against clan. He hasn't been war, you know what I mean? And that's where Jamie does have the upper hand over him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Dougal's not liking it very much.
And there we see where she got the expression from.
Yeah.
The Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
Now this, there's Private Lucas there
Mm-hmm.
that she's introduced to, and Corporal Grant. But Private Lucas is actually in the play that Barry Waldo wrote, the Anna and the Apocalypse book.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
D-Day. I have a craving for cheesecake.
Okay, Captain Random.
No, well, they're eating. No, it's not so random. They're eating, and I'm like, oh, I could use a nice warm bun, but no, I would prefer cheesecake. That's where cheesecake came from.
Yeah, it's still random.
No. What is that?
Blood pudding.
Black pudding. Oh, well, black pudding is good, but that didn't look like no dang sausage.
No.
Well, back then they probably just included a lot more blood in the meat.
Yeah.
And
it also shows what a toughie Claire is, like she sat down with the guys and like they're like disgusted by everything that they're putting in their mouth, and she's like just eating it, like this is what I got to do.
I think this is when Jamie starts to realize that something's not right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's like,
there
okay.
Never believe a woman when she says she's fine.
Yeah. Fine stands for fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
That's what I say it stands for anyway.
I like that pin. It's quite nice. The stag. Oh, yeah.
She's like,
she's having flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Pin is like the badge.
Yeah. And that's what, it's interesting because, back then they didn't talk about PTSD. It was kind of like shell shock is what they called it back then. And then it turned into something else, and then it turned into something else. And people say that, well, back then they didn't have anything like PTSD. Oh, yes, they did.
They did.
They had, severe cases of alcoholism. They had severe cases of, men not talking about it and breeding it, it breeding inside of them, and, becoming shut down. And, so that's not healthy either.
No,
right?
Exactly.
So it comes out in much different ways. And yes, it's better when men talk about it. And yes, it's better when they get it out. And yes, it's better when they're vulnerable. So PTSD is something that's not only, it's not only something that people that have been through war get.
Yes.
You can get PTSD from having a traumatic childbirth. You can get PTSD from being an abuse victim. You can get PTSD from any traumatic event.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love that they showed Claire's PTSD from the war, because it's something that very often somebody will carry with them. And until something triggers it, you don't even know it's there.
Everybody just looks spent.
Yeah.
And Jamie sees that, but he can recognize, he's still young. He can recognize it for what it was. He pulls from his own experience that, hey, I used to think the same as you until I was there. Mm-hmm. And this is probably the first war for a lot of these guys. Well, they've probably fought in clan against clan, but nothing this big, right?
Right. Well, and not even knowing really, why.
Yeah, exactly.
Like political movements and stuff like that. There's times where you can go back to some of the tapes and stuff like that of people after, when the Afghan war was raging at the start, and asking the guys why they were there. They didn't know.
No, exactly. But that's how wars were formed, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a political or a king or you
Yep.
know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't for
Yep.
the most part the people, unless it was the people that were rebelling against.
Exactly.
Right? So,
Exactly.
and war should always be for the people,
Mm-hmm.
not for some rich asshole sitting
For
up in a tower.
religion,
Exactly.
or
Yep.
for, somebody else's power,
Yep.
or for oil, or,
No.
all of that underlying shit that people, make it up.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is for a king,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
For power.
Exactly.
But it also ended up being, for English
Yep.
over Scottish, right? So
Yep.
to have that English king ruling Scotland, well, look what had happened.
Yeah,
They lost their
exactly.
identity completely.
Well, and this was also religious related because they wanted a Catholic king sitting
Mm-hmm.
on the throne, right?
Mm-hmm. I guess I can't
Yeah.
remember that part.
Are those what did they call those little bugs in Scotland?
Oh God, how can I forget now?
Because we're trying to remember
Midgies.
midgies. You could see the little midgies
Mm-hmm.
floating around in
Yep.
the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that's one of the worst things about working there is those midgies just are deadly.
Yeah, they get under the wig, they get, everywhere. Now there's his freedom. Oh, in this scene.
They would have been naked if this was really happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And Dougal and all of them, they just said they just love doing this scene. And Dougal wanted more, not Dougal, Graham McTavish wanted more of this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was just, this was his favorite kind of, he was talked about this in Clanlands, and if you haven't got Clanlands, if you haven't got the audio of Clanlands, you've got to get the audio, because it's basically him and Sam talking at each other. And then they, of course, they talk a lot about the different clans in Scotland and stories about them, but they also talk about different moments in Outlander as well, and they're quite hilarious together because boy do they like taking the piss out of each other. Oh my God. Especially Sam.
And isn't it funny, I don't think Sam has sat still at all during all the COVID shutdown and everything. I know he was stuck in Hawaii for a little bit, but he has so much on the go.
Yeah, I think it speaks to his personality. I think he's very much an introvert, but he's one of those introverts that needs to be on the move and needs to keep busy to stay out of his own head.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those people I identify.
Yeah.
And it's not that I keep very busy, like active like he does, but I have to keep my mind moving in order not to get wrapped up in it. He just seems like that kind of person to me.
Well, our mind needs direction because our mind is on 24/7.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to have something to occupy it so that we're not being crazy in it.
And I think his is more of, and I think he has to do that physically as well. Yeah. Just because I just think he's one of those people that just has one of those quick needs to, because if he does, I think if he doesn't, I think he would be in big trouble as far as, probably his emotional state would go.
And I really don't understand how he thinks that having a conversation with Claire is going to change Jamie's mind.
Right?
Knowing how Claire feels about him. This is like, dude, you're just wasting your time. This is a lost cause. We know it as soon as you sat your butt down.
Yep. She's like, I think he thinks that there's a part of her that wants to, over protect Jamie in some way, maybe.
Yeah. Well, and I even want just her to turn around and say, frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn. Jeez.
But I do love what she ends up saying to him.
Yeah.
She's like,
offer.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, no. She told him, sweet knuckles.
Yeah. Because if you don't do this, I'll tell him. I bet you he thought he could use it as ammunition against her. You know, she didn't say your generous offer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she is not. I love how she's not afraid of people who try to intimidate her.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, she pushes those lips a little further together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
This was such a mother voice.
I know, right? It's like giving you a lecture.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. If I ever thought of you.
Narcissism. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know a little bit about that.
Right?
Just a little bit, sister. Mm-hmm. We can identify a narcissist.
Yep. We were
can now anyway. Yeah.
We were raised by one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not our mother, our father.
No.
The sperm donor. Yeah, it becomes much easier to identify one in your bubble when you've been raised by one, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think everybody has something, no families are perfect, and for a long time you think your family is perfect, until the bitter truth comes and hits you and smacks you in the face. It's a sad thing.
Well,
be happy.
I think the truth is that, like you said, no family is perfect. And if you think your family is perfect, then you're not looking close enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You know what?
And it doesn't, the truth.
You don't have to have a perfect family. That doesn't make a good life.
No, it's living in an illusion. Because no person is perfect. So you can't put all of those imperfect people together and come up with something perfect. That's not reality.
The only illusion you're creating is your own. Because everybody else sees.
Yep. And it's okay. God, it's okay.
It's okay not to be perfect. Oh my God. That's how we learn to be better, is by our imperfections.
Absolutely. See, these guys know that's how they learn to be better.
Yeah.
Is keep working on it.
Yeah. Look at
Notice what you're bad at.
Look at that. They got real weapons. Still one guy really liked his pitchfork, but he reinforced it.
Can actually stab somebody with it now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Oh, they're almost ready.
3 shots a minute. Can you imagine?
No. You know what? Do they just... Oh, I like this when they're finally talking about Claire. And even Murtaugh sees.
Yeah. It's just...
Yeah.
That's because she's just having some...
I like that he put in there, I asked her. She said she was fine. It's like, oh, God.
But that's the thing. She usually does tell him, right?
Yeah,
but the thing is, she doesn't even know what's happening. She doesn't know why she's thinking of this stuff. She doesn't know why she's, oh, Angus, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
God. Trench foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Barrett. Yeah.
Well,
Wrong thing to say. Yeah. That's just how they were, right?
Yeah.
They didn't know any better. They didn't know how to take care. It was just something that happened.
Yeah. See, and she's trying to, doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Why does she care about my fucking feet?
They're dirty. Leave my feet alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just sent her off the deep end.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to,
lighten it.
It's like, no big deal, Claire. Like, no big deal. Yeah. That's just, and that was one of the reasons why she was there, was to help them and to, be a nurse. And she's,
Yeah.
She's just so,
yeah.
I love how they did that one shot with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Having him sitting there and then her doing that quick blink to realize that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
And now she's embarrassed and she's got to go, right? And she's thinking, what's happening? I don't understand. As smart as she is and what she's overcome, this is something new for her, right?
Yeah.
And she can't get it out of her head.
Yeah. And so anybody that, uses the word triggers as, an insult to people. Oh, you've been triggered. Oh, you've been,
whatever.
You know what? This is what triggers means.
Yeah.
This is what being triggered looks like. And it's not fucking funny.
No.
To say to somebody, oh, you've been triggered, because this is life and this is what happens to people. And, that they showed it was a really big deal.
Yeah.
And,
I agree.
I think it was on spot, and I'm glad that they did it.
And it even gives you it gives the person watching the series the understanding behind the decision that Jamie will make, right? And his love for her, so it gives you, okay, yeah, we understand why you're doing it, Jamie.
Yeah.
You're kind of seeing it from the feeling point of Claire.
Yeah. So here's all the people that Dougal forced to come, all these old farmer guys.
Yeah.
Look at them. They're like 80.
Send them home.
Okay, did you guys come voluntarily?
Yeah. I think he could tell that just by the look on their faces when they walked through the door.
Yeah. Well, look how old they are. Look how feeble. Like, come on, man. Dougal, this is not how we're doing things.
No, not today.
These are just like
family.
These are just guys people that are
dragged along the way.
Well, yeah, and basically people to throw to the front of the line to, get blown up before they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Not cool, Dougal. Not cool.
No.
Yeah.
And I like that he said no harm will follow right away. It's like beeline. Oldest guy to the front. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And every single one leaves. Yeah.
Even Rupert and them, I think we're like, okay, way to go.
Yeah. Well, the war chief could do no wrong in their eyes, right?
Yeah. But honestly, you look at those guys and it was a pathetic roundup. Like, pathetic.
Exactly.
I think Dougal would know better, but at this point, I think he's grasping at a few straws.
Yeah, again, he hasn't got he may be helping them train. He still just has not got the concept of what is expected when they leave that place to the war, right? Mm-hmm. He's just thinking more bodies, the better. He still hasn't got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he doesn't really accept that, know, Jamie's 100% in charge here.
Exactly. Can't teach this old dog new tricks.
No. Yeah.
Wonder if their wieners ever burnt from the heat of the fire. Well, with their kilts, right? That would be warm.
Roasted chestnuts
on an open fire.
Roasted weenies on your thigh. Yeah. So we just sang that.
I'm glad that he put them in charge of security.
Yeah.
That's
Fire
right.
picket. That's what they used to call it in the Army. Fire picket.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't in the Army. My husband was in the Army, and he used to complain about fire picket. So that's how I know.
Well, you guys are in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kincaid and Ross.
But hey, they learned.
Mm-hmm.
They learned from their badness.
Yeah. Well, in the book, they got scalped. They got their whipping, but Jamie also took a whipping as the leader of the pack.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dougal should have got it too.
Yeah.
He should have got it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jamie played favorites on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, these guys, it is their fault. They did let them into the camp, but yeah, Dougal should have got the strap as well.
Yeah.
And you notice he's using a strap, not what Black Jack used.
No, he didn't. No,
So-
that was a riding crop.
That was just,
Uh-huh.
but
Yeah.
it had the tangs.
This
at
is
the
kind
end.
of, this is what, that was more like Daddy's belt. What Murtaugh was using.
Yeah.
So that was, yeah. And like I said, in the book, Jamie took it as well. So that was like a message to his men.
Yeah.
That,
Exactly.
any punishment they would do, he would also do. Because he was the one that was training them, so they should have known better.
This is when her PTSD starts kicking in physically.
Yeah, this is a highly expressed trigger for her. So
now she's hyperventilating.
this is the panic attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. God, I know how that feels, and it is
Not
horrible.
fun. I had one in a grocery store. Beckett.
Yeah.
Wow, that was really weird, the sound in my ears.
Right?
It was going from one ear to another.
Yeah. This is where you can really really tell, like, when you have your headphones on, when you're listening to it. You can't so much when you have surround sound on in your TV and stuff like that, but when you have your headphones on, and they're pretty good headphones, you're like, oh my God, the sound engineering on this is amazing.
Right? Yeah. Such a great idea.
Yeah, it was. I thought this was really, really keen backstory for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a woman. Jeez, Claire, like, cool your horses.
She's like, I'm a woman. They won't kill me. Yeah, they will, honey.
They don't see your boobs in the door.
And they might take you, and you are a woman.
Let's not even go there. Like, all they'll see is movement, and boom, you're done.
Yeah. And there's Billy Griffin Jr., who plays Corporal Grant, which did a pretty good job here.
Yeah. When you know what, I've seen other people tried to tell Claire to stay put. Yeah, that didn't work.
Thank God this time it did.
Yes, well, because she's seen the results of, not staying put.
He should have stayed here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just stay there.
See?
Good.
Yeah, head down and see. That was terrifying enough.
Yeah.
To keep her where she needed to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Down.
And her ears plugged.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. 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 Because it's all like, and I don't care how old you are, where you are,
Yeah, exactly.
A boy will cry for his mother.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
She's like, yeah, that's sad. But it's so true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love how they did that transition too,
Yeah.
where the soldier called her Minion down.
Yeah, exactly.
And see, this is a part of, healing trauma, PTSD, is when you're in a triggering episode where you validate it.
Yeah. It's good though, that
Mm-hmm.
she was able to express to him, I know it's been weeks, but
Yeah.
I think once he realized that something was wrong, that now she felt comfortable enough to talk to him about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, once it came flooding in,
Of course.
right? You have no choice.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what you have to do. You
Yeah.
have to talk about it. See, there were so many men from, World War One, World War
Yeah.
Two, Korea, Vietnam, so many different conflicts, even now, who hold it in so tightly
Yeah.
that when they don't talk about those things kill you from the inside.
Yes, they do.
It's brutal. And until you talk about it, because once you start talking about it, you're giving pieces of it away.
Yeah. And letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to escape you, but, at least you start to deal with it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't rot you from the inside, and that's what happens when you hold on to it. It starts rotting you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how she explains it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the dragonfly in amber. So they finally
It's,
got to mention it in the season
yeah,
because that's the name of book 2. And of course, that's the gift that Hugh Monroe gave her
for their wedding.
for their wedding gift.
Yeah. And I think this is the point where Jamie is like,
She has to be with me.
she
Mm-hmm.
exactly. He knows that he's going to send her back. Just right there, he knows he's going to send her back. I promise you, you won't be alone.
Yeah.
And she thinks it's because you'll be with me,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Yeah.
not. It's,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send you back.
Yeah.
See, they're thinking two entirely different things. She feels safe that she's going to be with him right till the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody taking a pee-pee.
We like to watch Jamie take a pee. This is like,
Yeah, it happens frequently.
this is the second time. And here is the first time we meet William Gray.
Yeah.
This is Oscar Kennedy, who's playing William Gray. And he had a pretty huge CV before he joined up on Outlander too.
Oh, did he? What
This
did he
thing.
do?
He was in The White Queen. He was in Hunted. He was in Political Husband. But his very first role was in a movie called Toast, playing a young Nigel. And he was opposite Helen Carter, which
I
is,
didn't
she's
know
like
that.
a massive actress.
Right.
She's so wonderful. And yeah, like a bunch of really great actors in that movie, Toast. Yeah.
It's so funny. You can see so much of John Gray adult
Yeah.
in this younger version of him.
Mhm.
The proper, the honor, and it's embedded in him at such a young age.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm prepared to die. And he's a teenager.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me as a teenager, it's like everybody else can die but me. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
So full of myself. It was just all about me, people. That's all it was. Just about me.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
And you can see Oscar now in there's 3 series as he's done since Outlander called there's Home from Home, Bliss, and one that he's starring in called Ladhood, which I really enjoy.
Wow. And he's so young and done so much already, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's a good actor. And I think he's going to be around for a long time.
Well, hopefully this propelled his career even more because I think he did so well.
Yeah, he did.
You sadist.
Scottish barbarian. See, she's not a very good actress. Claire isn't. Not. Like, I mean, neither is
Jay. They're good actors, but man, when they have to pretend to act, they're really bad.
Yep. Jamie and Claire are bad actors. Yes, I love it so much. I love when they act.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes me laugh.
Why is he... I think Claire was surprised that he yanked up her skirt. She's like, damn it, you didn't have to do that, you know?
Yep, you pervert.
And you can see it on her face. It's so funny.
And Murtaugh's like, this is hilarious.
I love that when he went, Sassenach.
Yeah, because she knocked him in the balls.
Well, he lifted up her skirt.
Yep, she should have. It's
good. Thanks, honey.
Yeah. Hold her. She's like, you dick.
Just you wait. We're having a conversation.
God. Pretending to try and get away. Oh my God. Yep. Bad actors. This kid. You feel so bad for this kid.
Mortars and muskets.
And he's telling them, we're so heavily armed and this is all the stuff that we have and
better be scared. I'm telling you all, so just back away. That's what he's thinking is going to happen.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, oh, well, we can do some shit with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like that he's looking at that switchblade.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, oh no, just kill me. Fuck, please just kill me. This is so embarrassing.
Yeah, exactly.
Man. But see, I love how it all comes back.
But look at this. His face, he doesn't look scared. He's standing true to his pride, you know, even at such a young age.
I'm going to give you back this little tiny knife.
Yeah.
I love this.
And everybody's laughing at this, you know, what he's saying to Jamie. Yeah. But it becomes so important.
Absolutely.
What this young little man is saying in this moment is going to come back twofold.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, shut up, let's go.
Yep. And see, in the book, it was Jamie was sitting on a log and this kid came up behind him. So, you know, he had the balls to even do that. Yeah. So it was, you know, but, you know, still same.
Yep. I love this, how Dougal steps up and said, I was on watch, but that wasn't the reason. It wasn't the fact that he snuck in. It was the fact that he's seen the fires.
Yeah.
And it was Jamie's responsibility for that, right? To protect the camp. So, yeah. And Claire's wondering, like, what the are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Yepers.
And even like, Dougal. Yep. Dougal as well. Okay, now you take this away from me, too.
Yeah. Claire was just like, ugh. I'd do it. I'd spank you.
I'd be like, just lift the kilt up a little bit and then I'll go to town. Oh, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like that tushy little bit on the red side. Rosie Buns. That would be my new nickname for him. Rosie Buns. Okay, back to the show.
Jesus. She is so disturbed.
No, it's just every once in a while my mind wanders. Come on,
Once in a while.
You know what? You can let your mind.
You
can let your mind wander too.
My
just join
mind
me.
Lives in the gutter. Oh, she's just not having it. And everybody sees the scars on his back, so they're like, you know what? We're not enjoying this. No, we don't like to see that. Mm-mm.
So funny. I was watching, I forget what I was watching, and this lady said, "Oh, the kids are dancing in the back of my throat again."
Oh my God. What?
Right? It took me like 3 times listening to it to understand. Oh, I got it now.
Why would she be saying it out like she just swallowed? But yeah, like just what is she holding it in her mouth and waiting for the perfect opportunity to say it?
She had said, "Oh, I have a tickle in my throat. Oh, it must be those crazy kids dancing around again." You know, it was like after the fact. I'm not gonna say it.
Wow. Well, I'd said it. She swallowed, and
yeah, exactly. But I thought it was.
How long do they stay there?
Well, I didn't get it at first. Like I said, I had to listen to it a couple of times. Like, oh, damn, girl, are you like a long lost sister or something?
But still, it doesn't make sense that it would be there. Like,
sperm does live for hours,
but okay,
in the nice warm environment.
I'd hate to think. Well, I'd hate to think that they were there for that long. I'm just thinking about it like, oh, wow.
Okay, that's, you know what? I have to give these guys credit. Like, how smart are they? Like, right? They know exactly what they need to do. You know, take every wheel with them, pull the pins. Like, that was just genius.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You don't have to do too much else. Just, Look at this. She's thinking, oh, look. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Is it Christmas? Is it my birthday?
Yeah. So my husband raided an English camp, and all I got was these lousy pins.
Too funny. I got a hair stuck in my silly putty.
Okay, stop talking about where you have hairs.
No, I have a hair stuck in my silly putty.
Okay, we're not interested.
Yes, you are.
Look at this.
You keep saying, look at this. What am I supposed to be looking at?
Jamie.
Yeah. I know. He looked commando.
Yeah, but when
Rambo,
we know that the Scots go commando.
Yeah.
But they don't do it that way.
No. Look, I found another hair.
Stop. Jeez.
Hey, couldn't he have just taken a couple of seconds?
Yeah. He gets her. He like puts all these deep kisses on her, and then like it's like no time. Well, that's fucking rude. You don't do that.
No, especially Jamie. Like, come on.
Any dude that you're horny for, you don't do that to your
look,
girl.
He's crawling over her, and then you should get up now. I need breakfast.
Yeah, like really. He's a titty tease. Sorry.
Yes, he is, because she's asking and he's not delivering.
Right.
What a word.
Jerk.
Yeah, whatever.
No, not cool, man. Not cool.
Looks a little pale in that scene.
Her?
Yeah, she does.
Well, that's because his face was painted black. God.
After he pulled out of the scene, literally. What I meant by that was they did a really good job, post her breakdown and trying to sleep and him coming. Yeah, so lighting was good.
Yeah, it was.
And you can tell it was by candlelight, because when she was laying down, she looked pale, but the further she got closer to the light,
further she went closer. The further she got closer. You heard it here, people.
Yeah.
I love this shot. I love this shot.
And I love how he instructs Dougal to go announce that they're there.
Yeah. Give this guy a job. Make him feel useful.
Exactly. Look at how stoic he's sitting on that horse, and his shoulders are back and his chest is all puffed out.
Yeah.
And his hair. He's got good hair there today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when it was still his own.
Yeah.
You go talk to the Bonnie Prince Charlie because you have a big old crush on him, Dougal.
And she knows we're here now.
Yeah. This is where
prey.
Yeah. She doesn't look like she's prey.
Did you see that someone was holding Rupert's horse? He must have been going a little bit crazy in that scene and made someone lead his horse.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the shorter episodes. I think that one was only like 55 minutes long.
Not even.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even. Chipping us. But payback will be strong.
Yeah.
Don't tell Mom.
So this is input on Reddit, shares this story with us in our Don't Tell Mom segment.
They say, I caught my sister having sex with her boyfriend in her truck in a school parking lot. I swore not to say anything because she had a job as a fitness trainer and could beat the shit out of me. 15 years later, she married him and has 2 kids now, and we laugh about that moment, but we still won't tell our parents.
I don't think I've ever, sunk to those lows of having sex in a vehicle.
You know what?
That's a lie.
I was going to say, I don't believe you. Andrew and I were married for, I think, like at least 8 years before we ventured to do that. And no, seriously. And I think the only reason why is because when we were teenagers, neither one of us had our driver's license or a car. Because we pretty much had sex anywhere else but and you know what, the one time that we did what this stupid jerk did, we're having sex and he reached around behind my head and knocked on the window.
What?
Yeah, so to scare the crap out of me, and it worked.
My god. Oh my god.
Seriously, that is not funny, man.
But so for me, it was a car. It wasn't a school parking lot. It was when we were having track day. And probably the coldest place was in the snow behind the rec center.
Wow. Look at you.
Right? I'm so daring.
Well, we outside a lot. One time was beside the river down by his house, and mosquitoes were atrocious. Let me just say that. It was so bad. The mosquitoes were horrible.
Yeah. You get bites where you don't want them.
Well, I had some on my knees, but he had them on his ass.
Oh my gosh.
I would totally see now with us, we would have gotten to a certain point older. We would have totally told our mom that story.
Oh yeah,
totally,
absolutely, 100%.
She was sharing shit with us that we did not want to know. She was like, "Just no, Mom, no, I don't want. No, you knock it until you try it." Just like, no, that's a story I do not need to hear, Mother.
Exactly. So where did you have your first tryst? Did you not tell your mom about it? We want to hear those stories. You can visit us on our website, SIssues.ca, or go to Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter and send us a DM. And again, if you want to stay anonymous, let us know. If not, then we'll use your name as well. And we'll also let you know what episode we're going to air your story.